Good morning.
Good morning. So we just found out that, well, some of us at this table just found out that they are the special guest of the day.
I was wondering why I didn't get a copy, and I looked this morning. Didn't get anything, and I'm like, Cameron must gonna pull it together first thing this morning. All right, go Cam.
I sure did, and we had this plan going all week, and you know, you can't wear shirts like it's my birthday week and not expect to be the special guest.
Yep,
so
this is it.
peep the shirt.
That's
Whoop,
it.
whoop.
And I will be wearing It's My Birthday tomorrow. Yay!
It's been a while since we had confetti.
Yeah, this is a great occasion for it.
All right.
It is. So we have the delightful, determined, darling Miss Darian up here with us. And we have a surprise for you. But first, we have our special question of the day, Darian themed, of course.
Oh, my goodness.
What is your favorite thing about Darian Atkins?
Oh, Lord, and we're asking Ryan this. Oh, my gosh.
Wait, this is the question of the day?
This is the question of the day.
What is your favorite
Oh, my
thing?
goodness.
Hold on, y'all.
How about the thing you
I'm almost scared to hear.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, my, and coming from Ryan, too. Oh, my gosh.
He had to run off to think about it real quick. Come up with something.
Okay.
Y'all, this morning, oh, my goodness.
So, my favorite thing about Darian, do I have to go first?
Oh, my goodness.
I have the floor. I have the mic.
You have the
This
floor.
There's
is
so many
payback,
things
people.
I could
Remember,
say.
there's always a day that the chips have to be cashed in, and today, I fear, is that
Day
day.
is the day.
Back to haunt you.
It has come back to haunt me. Thank you, Cameron. You gave Ryan the stage free
worry.
and clear.
I'll bring it back up. Bring it back up.
So, there's so many things that one could say about the delightful, the determined, and the darling Darian Atkins.
This is so loaded. So loaded.
But
Can't even get through it.
Okay, I'll go first. Brian, you need to get yourself together. We rehearsed this. We thought this very thing would happen.
Y'all, it called for a rehearsal.
And we're still floundering over there. So I'll go first.
Oh, my goodness.
My favorite thing about Miss Darian is just how positive and friendly she is. It doesn't matter who you are. She's positive and friendly to everyone she meets at any time of the day, even if she's in a bad mood.
Did
That's
you say
my favorite thing.
friendly?
Well, except for Ryan, of course.
Positive? Nice?
It's friendly banter, Ryan. It's friendly banter.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness.
It's such a, when they say that, meteorologists, something happens when the cold air meets the warm air, and it presents, anticlimactic weather conditions.
Right.
I feel the warm air coming from this side colliding with the cold air coming from this side.
Tornado.
So I'm not quite sure what we're going to get. Oh, my
Okay.
goodness.
No, all jokes aside.
Ooh, that's hot.
Because we got to get to the next segment.
We do have to move on eventually.
Hey, so seriously, y'all. For as much as we go back and forth, Darian has given me a lot of hold on, don't throw anything at me. Lots of wisdom, lots of encouragement, and I will say that is a great element. Probably my favorite thing about you. That I'm being paid to say on air right now.
See
No,
there?
seriously. Is that if you need to talk to somebody, that Darian's got your back. She's gonna tell you what's real, and she is going to try to put the encouraging spin on it that she always does. So thank you for that very much.
That's a tall compliment, whether you almost gagged giving it or not. Thank y'all. That was so sweet.
So
Almost.
we will get to Miss Darian's favorite thing about herself when we get to our feature
Oh,
later
my
on.
goodness.
Because guess what? You're getting interviewed too.
Y'all.
So
I mean, it's hard. it's hard to make me speechless.
But we did bring you a prize.
Yes.
So if
Okay.
you get through the whole show,
Ooh.
we have birthday donuts.
Woo! Confetti. Woo! Yes.
And real quick, we were going to sing happy birthday to Miss Darian with a candle.
Oh my
even.
good.
Because
Oh,
Cameron
we better
thinks of
not
everything.
let Bobby. Oh, okay. We got to let. I was gonna say we're gonna be in trouble. Oh,
That is good.
is so sweet.
All right, ready, Ryan? You can
Yes.
do it.
Sorry, I'm me.
Tap into your Clint Creech.
Oh
There
yeah,
we
no,
go.
it's hard. That's tough
That's-
shoes to
that's-
fill.
that
Big
is.
shoes to fill.
All right, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darian. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
All
Blow
right.
Hey,
candle.
thank you.
Oh yeah, blood sugar.
That was really cool.
It went out.
I'm
Cameron
safe. I'm safe,
Dubess.
y'all.
Yes.
You did it. You pulled it off.
She
That was
pulled
great.
it off.
That was
She pulled it
fantastic.
off.
All right, so unfortunately, the whole show can't be entirely about Miss Darian.
Yeah,
We'll
we
find
do
a
have
way
to talk
make
about.
it.
We do
But
have to
can I-
talk about
can I have my
somebody
donut,
else.
Yes,
please?
we have
Can
a
I-
few topics, but
Brian, you're eating a donut?
I showed him and he said he was excited.
Look,
Really?
it's your birthday, so I can.
You're gonna do
I
it
can
in
be bad, yeah.
okay.
It's in
All
your
right.
He's
honor,
wearing
you know?
jeans today. He's letting loose today, y'all.
Well, we're not gonna talk about entirely why he's. But whoop whoop.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for jeans today. It's Thanksgiving
That's
week.
it.
baby.
That's it. That's
love
it.
it.
What day is your birthday again? Can you tell-
Tomorrow.
Really? Isn't that something?
Yep. So if you see
It
Miss
is
Darian
tomorrow.
today, wish her a happy early birthday. And if you see
Yeah.
her
Yes.
Tomorrow, wish
you
her
can
a
see
happy birthday.
Exactly.
That's it. I'll have on my birthday shirt. It'll lie and say 55. Because I didn't buy a new one for this year.
Gotta
That was
cross it
last year's
out.
shirt.
Put a piece of
I
tape
know,
on it.
yeah. Put a piece of tape. That's good. Put a piece of tape across it.
All right, let's move on to our news. It was just working, was it not?
I hear it.
I hear it a little bit. It's so
I
quiet.
think you hear it right there. That's hilarious.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway.
Hey, the intro music played. That's all that matters.
Hey, yeah, honestly, because that
People
gets
knew we were coming.
Mm-hmm. So the only piece of news I have today, y'all might have something else to talk about, but there's an open meeting for the Knights Esports Club on November 26th at 2 p.m. at the LDCC Commons area in Monroe. So open meeting for comments and concerns. If you're thinking about joining, if you just want to know more about the club, that's when it's happening. So
Esports. All right.
yeah,
I guess we can go
On your
ahead
birthday.
and keep teasing the. Oh, yeah.
That's something.
Isn't that something? Tease the holiday party. You know, we talked about it last week.
Yep, we have that December 13th, and we sent it out so everyone can save the date. And today you will be getting a packed email about all of the information that is going to be happening at the party, how to sign up for different things, all of that good stuff is going to be coming at you today. So a good way to start out our little short week here.
And that's December 13th, right?
That is December 13th.
Something else happening December
Yes,
13th.
yes,
So
yes,
we-
yes.
We got everybody's
Should
submissions,
we-
and we appreciate all of the love and
So
support.
we got a full slate.
Do we have a full? It's probably going to go over into the holiday party, but I'm going to try my best to not have it do that. But
Okay.
yeah, the BTEC mini conference, we have a ton of folks that want to get up and
Yay,
speak.
that's awesome.
And,
Look, maybe the TED Talk thing was very
Yeah,
appealing.
faculty, staff, from all over the place. So we appreciate that. More information about that's going to come out soon. If you're watching the show, I need a headshot from everybody. I'll be emailing y'all with that as well. But I'm probably going to be asking y'all how many headshots y'all already have.
Oh, yeah, because we probably do have most people's. And I'm going to go ahead and push out there that in the next few days, the next few days, we're the Professional Development Committee will be pushing out a survey for your lunch option for convocation.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of convocation, if you haven't gotten it on your calendars already, I think it's the 6th of January.
All right, awesome.
Yep, so be looking for that. And listen, I just want y'all to know we sent out that convocation survey from the fall convocation, right after fall convocation, we listened to the comments and we have made adjustments accordingly. So just know that when you share, your thoughts really do matter. And we
Absolutely.
appreciate the feedback.
All right.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's time to start talking about convocation
I know.
again.
It seemed, I mean, even
Wow.
graduation, soon as graduation was over, it's like we were involved in heavy conversation about planning for the next one. I
Yep.
mean, the days are moving in and out so quickly.
Wow, that is the truth. Oh my gosh. Yep. So yeah, some quick news things to be throwing at y'all. Y'all have anything else that comes to
No,
mind?
that's it. That's all I can think of.
Awesome. Not a lot going on this week because, of course, it is a short week. Most of y'all are probably already home, celebrating Thanksgiving with your families. And we will be following y'all after Wednesday. So we'll move on to in case you missed it. We have a lot of these. I don't know how quiet that is for listeners, but I'm sorry if it's quiet. I don't know. I'm at full volume, so we'll see. First of all, we did have our Thanksgiving at West Monroe, the employee
That was
Thanksgiving.
a ton of fun. I enjoyed that so much. And thank you, Chancellor and Rock, for frying those turkeys. I know that, probably is not the most pleasant of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
it's
hard to
fun.
wash
a ton
that
of fun.
turkey off, too.
It was
probably
good.
deep in the pores.
They did a good job.
Oh,
though.
they
It was
really did do a
delicious.
great job.
Yep, everybody who brought food, it was so good.
Oh, yeah, and Cameron redeemed herself. She brought deviled eggs with sweet and dill pickles.
Look, y'all, I was having a rough week last week. I wasn't trying to hate on sweet pickle lovers, and I'm
All
sorry.
the shots were fired.
I'll
last week,
apologize.
huh?
All
for
the
that.
shots, boy, but she
Made up for it, brought the
Yes, she
sweet
did.
and the dill. So.
And they were both good because I tried some of both.
Oh, thanks.
And they were both very good.
Yay! I made like 100 of them, so that was
She did.
that was a lot, but worth it to
Her back was
appease
hurting after
everybody.
all that.
that morning she was so sleepy. She got to work.
I was still
She
doing
got to
eggs
work.
when I
It's
got
like
to work.
She had been doing the deviled eggs all night long. I mean, she was so tired.
Yes, but worth it. Love
Yep, it
my
was.
people.
They were great.
Yep, everybody brought, something. A lot of the, administrative staff chipped in for the meal. So I love this event. Everybody comes together, and it's not a big to-do. It's just all of us sitting down together, eating, enjoying
It was
a meal.
very nice to relax and just visit
Yes, absolutely.
with permission.
With permission, right?
There you go.
That was awesome. Next, we have the Winter Masquerade, which was also really awesome. Yeah. We had a lot of people coming to this one, more people than last year.
Okay.
Oh wow! Look though, those pictures are beautiful. So who was the king and queen?
So we have Kai Page and Boley. Nathan Boley. They were crowned king and queen. By the former king and queen from last year, which was Kirsten Brantley and Mason Albritton.
Okay.
So, but yep, they're the new ones. They were voted by students, nominated by their clubs and organizations. And then we also had just a lot of fun and dancing, really good food. They had ULM's catering come in, and they had like shrimp pasta, which was
My gosh! I know the
got fancy.
decorations were beautiful.
yes, it was absolutely gorgeous. They get it professionally decorated. So,
Yeah. I remember last year's.
oh yeah, it was
It was really top tier. Yeah, very nice.
absolutely, and they danced and ate and took a lot of pictures. They even had one of those cool things. I don't know if y'all have seen these before, where it's like a revolving
Oh yeah,
recorder,
Yep.
and you get on the stand
and
with
you
like a
just
few
dance
friends,
and it,
yes.
and it records you.
They
Yeah,
have
that's
one of
pretty
those.
cool.
Those are so fun
Yes,
to me.
nice.
One of the pictures I really love that I got, Dr. Deborah Jackson's daughter is graduating this year, and that's a picture of her putting the mask on
let me
her
put it back
daughter.
up.
So I thought that was a sweet little moment there, mother-daughter.
I think the camera's in the way for you.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, I see it.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody
Nice.
seemed to have a great time. I had a
But
great
Naomi
time.
was there.
She was. She instructed me to take no pictures of her.
Oh, because I was looking and I didn't see her.
Yeah.
I see Dr. Thomas.
Yes, Dr.
She's
Thomas.
always decked to the nines.
Oh yeah, she looked beautiful. Chris Sanchio Jackson was there. Miss
And I know
Catherine
he
DeLee
was decked
there.
out too.
Yes, he had a great
Oh,
suit
yeah.
on. There was a couple other faculty and staff there. I think Chief was there too. He was helping with the event. So
Was he in his police uniform?
yes, he was.
And he probably had to be.
yeah. I don't think he can do a James Bond
No.
thing. So
Yeah, this badge, his badge on his lapel. That would have been neat.
yes.
But no, he has to be readily recognizable as the authority.
Hey, speaking of Chief, he's been coming to some other events lately. So the JAG Autumn Appreciation Brunch happened, and it was whenever the JAG members, there was about 25 of them, could invite one person who they appreciated to the brunch to just share how much they appreciate them and why. And that was a really great event. And Chief, Miss Liz, both got invited by a student. And then Miss Pam also got invited. So her picture's like in the bottom right there.
Oh, nice. That was so nice.
And then everybody stood up and said their person they invited and why they invited them. It was really, really sweet and nice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was nice. So
That was, oh wow.
and so yeah, it was and they had a good brunch too. It was pretty good. So there's a lot of free food opportunities last week.
That's one of the things I love about work.
Yes.
I mean, there are always events around food. And
you
so
never know.
That's how you
whenever-
get the crowd. The crowd's not coming unless there's food.
My mom has moved here and from Indiana, and she was saying that before she came down, she had her last visit from her doctor, and her doctor told her, look, don't you go down there and be eating all of that Cajun food, all of that Louisiana home cooking, and then you're calling me because you're having all kinds of problems with your levels. And so the whole time the whole 2 weeks or 3 weeks that she's been here, she's been saying, I really got to watch what I'm eating down here because I can see this happening to me. I can see. And so she's been getting out walking every day, but she's talked about the food and she's like, oh my gosh. Because before she's just coming and visit, but
Right.
now it's like an
permanent.
everyday thing. Yeah, and other people who've relocated here have talked about the weight that they've gained.
Can't help it.
Over time, it's like, man, the struggle is real.
Yeah, the food is
I
better
mean,
here.
the struggle
So,
is real.
Yep.
It's impolite not to eat.
It really is. It's like, where are your manners?
It really is, y'all. It feels pressure, and also
Yeah.
it's the event. If you go with your friends or your family, it's like, okay, so what are we eating?
Everything is
Like,
around food.
yes,
And it
does.
makes a difference when the food is good,
Yeah.
And you talk about being polite. You can't just take a little bit because then that shows that you're being kind of snooty. You got to get a good helping,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving advice, everybody. If you're, coming in out of town, this is how Louisiana Thanksgiving works. So
That's it.
Don't offend nobody.
That's right.
But yeah, shout out to JAG for doing that.
That really
Miss
was
Catherine
nice.
DeLee, y'all, that was a nice thing that they pulled together. They have a great officer bunch this year, and I think they're gonna. They have a lot more going on with the holidays that I'll talk about next podcast. But I think they have a pet supply drive going now. And they'll have like a Santa and Crafts event coming up. So
Yeah,
And
Little
shout out
teaser
to
there.
Miss Catherine DeLee, too, because she's so committed and dedicated to those students.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out Miss Catherine.
Yeah, JAG has definitely ballooned into something magical almost.
Yeah.
This semester has been great to see.
Yeah, it's great to see the students embracing that. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Something else that happened last week was the Wellspring Poverty Simulation. And Miss Darian actually got to participate, so you can actually speak to it a little more.
Yeah, so this poverty simulation was a way for people to understand how, what the experience is like for people who have to navigate through the system. They, every person, we were divided off into, you were either a family and the family dynamics differed, from group to group, or you were a service organization that served these families. And so where I was, I was like the payday loan place.
Right.
And, and you really gave, it was within the job description, to kind of give people a difficult time, you know, and you can change the rates at will, you know. So like if they came to us and they needed, you know, a transportation ticket, you know, I could say that it was, you know, $1 per ticket today, but then in the next 30 minutes I can change my mind and say, no, the rates have gone up, now they're $2, you know, per thing. And so, but it really helped everyone see how difficult it is to navigate the system, and sometimes you got mixed information. It happened even with, you know, as another person sitting at the table with me, we both read the same sheet of instructions, but we noticed that there were holes in it and contradictions from the people who gave it to us. And so this person, the other person was telling people one thing, I was telling them something else. And you know, that happens in real life.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it happens just like that. And people are at the mercy of the people who are serving them.
Right.
I'm
You
thinking
know,
you're the authority, so you must know.
Exactly. And then they would say, you know, well, this isn't fair. Why am I paying $2 for a transportation ticket when the value on it says $1? And I'm like, you know, look, I don't make the rules. I just enforce them, you know. And
like, I just work here.
I mean, yeah, I just work here. It's not like I'm getting any of this money, you know.
Right.
I just have to enforce it. But I mean, that is such the way that it is in real life. But it gave you such a healthy respect for how complicated it could be for people having to navigate through the system to get services.
Is that the first time that simulation's ever been put on? Because
for here? Yes.
Okay, I've never heard of that before.
It
Pretty
didn't-
eye-opening.
It was like an outside entity that came and did it for y'all, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for the Wellspring. Yep.
Yep. So that took place in the ATC auditorium. Just, you know, showing like the barriers that exist and how hard it really can be sometimes.
You know, the one thing I noticed is that, like, when people would give me money to pay for things, when I gave them their change back, they didn't even count it. And I wondered, how often does that happen in real life? Because, I mean, I count my money, you know. But I'm, like, wondering how, you know, because sometimes
Just
they
to
walk
make
away
sure.
so frustrated that it's like, give me my money. And you know, and they're just gone. They don't know if they've been shorted or not. You know,
gypped them.
well, I did,
Wow.
you know, and, you know, because, I mean, that was all part of the job description.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was just mind-boggling how many of them just walked away without even counting their money.
Wow. And when you're in that survival mode, that probably happens a lot, you know, for real life situations.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Next thing that we have was really, really cool last week. We surprisingly had a lot of events last week, y'all.
We really did.
there
It was
was-
packed.
We
Yes.
work all the way up until the close of business, close of the
Yep.
week.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had a ton going on.
And I didn't even have a lot on my calendar. It was just stuff coming up, like, you know, we're having this. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, awesome. We got some stuff going on. So last week they also had a meeting for the Black Male Mentorship Program with an amazing speaker. And Ryan, I'm going to let you introduce who this is because he was awesome.
Yeah, so Dr. George Knopflin, who has been he's been in education for a number of years, multiple decades, and he came to speak to us about what the difference was between a boy and a man. That was the theme of his talk. Now, if those that don't know, the Black Male Mentorship Group is an organization on LDCC's campus, and Monroe campus specifically is where we have most of our meetings, and it is to engage with, encourage, and guide the young black males that we have going to our school. And it's not, I mean, everybody's welcome, obviously, but it's geared towards that population. And so this is part of the speaker series that we have, and we have one speaker every semester. And Dr. Knopflin came in and talked about, like I said, what the difference between a boy and a man. He engaged the audience. He's a very good, you know, speaker. Likes to tell jokes every now and then to get everybody laughing.
Yeah.
You know, but he's an authority figure too. Right now, his current role, he's a professor at Grambling State University, and he runs a program called Call Me Mister. The Call Me Mister program is a program designed to get African American males in the field of education. So it goes hand in hand. He's been in the field of education for a number of years, and now he's gathering those who would be interested in mentoring them through that process at Grambling State University. So of course he came to us and talked to our guys, not about that specifically, but it came up in conversation as well. And he brought his mentees as well, some of his mentees, and they
wonderful.
interfaced
Very
with
nice.
the group, and so the two peer groups kind of collaborated and really had a good time, which was probably, I would say, arguably the best part of it. You know, we can talk to our students, you know, as authority figures, as those that are professionals who have been around for a while, and they're going to hear what we have to say. But then when they hear it from those that are close to their age or their age,
that's
it
different.
resonates a little bit deeper.
Yep.
And
hits
I was
differently.
very happy that the young men came from Grambling, because then our guys got a chance to talk to their guys. And there's, you know, I think there's some friendships that were made, as well as potential for more collaboration with Grambling in the future with our two groups.
You know, Dr.
Fabulous.
Knopflin was, you know, brought his mentees, but then his mentees, you know, reached out and to our guys, and so that gives them a mentoring opportunity as well. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it
That's
was
awesome.
fantastic. And, of course, we had great food. Dr. Thomas, we mentioned her earlier. She, you know, came in clutch and got us the catering.
Beautiful refreshments.
Yeah, that the event deserved. It was really well done. Everything was just well done. It was a great time.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you had Dr. Thomas at the helm, and, you know, things kind of work out that way when
It's
she's
always going to
involved.
be impeccable, we'll say.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And yeah, the talk was, I got to, you know, be able to be there to take pictures, but the talk was so like engaging for me too. And
So did the young men ask questions? Were they engaged?
Yeah, they actually did get a chance to ask questions afterwards. And so, basically, Dr. Knopflin talked maybe about a good 20, 30 minutes. And then we took pictures. It was kind of went a little bit different in the order. 'Cause I want to say we took pictures after he finished talking, and then we opened it up for questions.
Yeah.
And, and we went on for another probably 30 minutes with Q&A. It probably could have gone on longer. But we got to a point where we thought, you know what, I think everybody wants to eat now. So let's eat.
That's really good
but the
when you have
event-
to cut off questions.
Yeah, I mean, the event probably lasted a good maybe 2.5 hours. I don't think we got out of there
Wow.
till probably about 5 o'clock.
And that's so
Oh
great
my
that
goodness.
he stayed, you know, him
Oh, yeah.
and his mentees stayed for that long. That's amazing.
That's called service.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Awesome.
And it just goes to speak to the fact that we have so many things. We always say this on every show, but we have so many things happening at the college. So many groups that are engaging our students. It's just really a great time to be at LDCC.
Yes,
We're
it
building
is.
something here.
Absolutely. Speaking of building something, thank you, Ryan. Construction at Winsboro.
Look at there.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
I knew that it was underway, but
It
I hadn't
is.
seen it.
Yep.
This is great.
It is. You really can't get the full effect without walking through there. Mary graciously gave me a little bit of a tour whenever I went through.
Wait a minute.
And-
Who's married? I'm just kidding.
Mary Hoggett.
Yes, the new campus director.
The
Yes.
new.
The brand
She
new
still has that
Winsboro
new campus director
Congratulations.
smell.
Yeah, it looks good on her too. I
I
stopped
know.
by and I was like, "You look good in that role." I like that on her for sure. But yeah, we had it's awesome. It's so big. Like so much is being added. I think for like the agricultural program, and then there's a few things for like future programs they want to add down the road. And you know that huge warehouse has been in the back of Winsboro forever, like since it first got built, and just building inside of that is like seeing how big that warehouse really was. They're gonna
Yeah.
have a bunch of new offices, bunch of new classrooms, a couple of new bathroom areas. It's
That
like
is really cool.
it is adding on to the
Yeah,
Winsboro
I've been
campus in a big way.
I've been in that space, before any of the buildings started, and it was just a massive space.
Yep.
So it'll be great that that's actually going to be utilized.
Oh yeah, massive
So
space,
cool.
massive potential.
That's
So yeah, they I heard that it was projected to be completed around April. So spring of next
not
year.
very long.
Yeah,
Keep
that's
an
really
eye
fast.
out. Yep, absolutely. But yeah, that's I'm excited about that. Another thing I'm excited about is the holidays. And here's a little fun
Yes.
thing. I had to show the library's holiday decorations.
Oh,
They are
look
so
at
fun.
That.
It's a
I
book
love
tree.
the tree. Oh my goodness.
I need to find out who made it because I'm just obsessed with the book tree.
I think Marty did that because they do that every year, but it is so cool.
Yep. Shout out to the library staff for decking the halls, so to speak.
Have y'all already started listening to Christmas music?
Oh yeah.
I have refrained actually from doing that.
Really?
Interesting.
Why?
I like to let Thanksgiving pass.
Pass,
I'm just
okay.
a traditionalist.
He's one of those.
Yes, I'm one of those. See, so this Friday, we're allowed to put the tree up. This Friday, we're allowed to
Okay.
start decorating.
You gotta let
this
Thanksgiving
Friday,
pass.
yeah, you gotta. Everything has a season for a reason. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I'm happy everything. I'm merry everything, all of November and December. I mean,
Merry
I
everything.
think, one year we put our Christmas tree up and our Christmas decorations November 1st.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's so much work that goes into putting all of those decorations up. I mean,
Get
I
it
want to
done before
maximize
you're
it.
in the middle.
Yeah, I want to maximize the time and have it up for a period of time before I have to take them down.
Yeah.
Well, truth be told, even though we wait to put our Christmas decorations up, we tend to leave them up for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's like the 12 days of Christmas,
you
right?
gotta at least leave it up till January 6th.
January, yeah.
That's the
then
epiphany.
they come down. Yep.
But for us, we might leave it up a little bit longer. So
Oh my goodness.
then it becomes the Mardi Gras tree.
Yeah.
So here's a trend that I just learned about. I mean, I didn't realize. Well, I learned that people are getting lights put on their house, and they're on there the whole year round. And it's the LED, the ones that change colors. So, I mean, for whatever holiday or occasion you want to celebrate, you could just change the colors on the lights. But they're up all year round, and I'm
yeah.
thinking that was genius.
Very convenient.
Yeah. Now you can
Absolutely.
your house can just be aglow
All the time.
every day.
Yeah.
Whenever
Right.
you want it. Yep.
You know, my husband really messed up. I flip flop. Sometimes I do it very early. Some years I decorate for Christmas very early, and then some years I wait for Thanksgiving to pass. And this year, Jake walks in and he's like, "We are not decorating for Christmas until after Thanksgiving."
Uh-oh.
And I was like, "Okay, so the day after Thanksgiving, that's the day we can start decorating for Christmas." And he was like, "Hold on a second.
You just
Hold
declared.
on." I said, "Black Friday, that's when we're decorating. You just said when we were going to do it." And so, I like to have
Does he like
lights
to
on.
shop on Black Friday?
No, not
No?
really. He likes shopping, but he's
So
more
that's
of an
not
orderer.
messing with his. That's not messing with his shopping vibe.
No, and it wouldn't, because I want lights on the house. So he's the only one who can get up on the roof, and if he doesn't get up on the roof, I will. Like, he knows I will. So he's like,
wow.
"No, I can do it." And I'm like, "Perfect, the day after Thanksgiving. That's the perfect day to do it. I'm off work. We can get up there and get it done." And he's like, "That's not what I meant."
So I love that declaration. Guys making declarations. That doesn't usually go over well when it comes to the, relationship.
Sometimes they just don't think it through,
Don't think it through all the way.
All right.
So y'all are gonna on the roof, really though. I gotta tell you, he's a brave soul. Y'all are
I
braver souls
know.
than I, cause
Look, I'm all about. Who can I hire to do this? I mean, because that's what's going to be happening for next year.
I can put it on a bush. I can put it along the
Yes,
driveway.
yes,
But on the roof,
not
no.
on the roof. Yeah, I'm definitely hiring
Yeah,
somebody
because we're at a
next year.
2-story house, too.
Oh
so
no!
Right,
Oh no!
right.
He can do it. I believe in him. I believe in him.
You know what? Moving on. Wow.
Oh Lord, keep Jake on top of the roof.
Amen.
Please keep him safe. Just keep him safe.
Yes. Oh yeah, but so next we can turn it back to the focus of the episode
Oh, my
now,
goodness.
That's
which
right.
is the amazing Miss Darian.
Look
So
at that
let's
smile.
jump into our feature.
I can understand why people get nervous about coming on and being a feature because it really is a whole lot less comfortable.
Do you feel like you're in the hot seat?
Not so much the hot seat as it is just the spotlight shining on you. Oh my goodness.
We have some questions for you.
Oh Lord.
yeah.
All right, I'll answer. So
First of all, we have our question of the day. What is your favorite thing about Darian Atkins?
I think probably my most favorite thing about me is that I do like to make other people happy if I can. Oh, I should say I like to help people learn how to make themselves happy. I mean, because it's not necessarily something that I can do always to make them happy, but if I can point them in the direction to be happy in a healthy way, that's my jam.
I love it. Awesome.
We shouldn't expect anything less than that kind of an answer.
Oh, I
my
know.
goodness.
I don't know why she's nervous because
Look at the beads of sweat.
I know, I'm sitting here scratching my head, and Lauren says that's a dead giveaway when I'm starting to stress about something. Because when he says, Darren, let's sit down, we need to go over the budget. And I start doing like this. And he was like, oh my God, we haven't even gone over figure 1 yet, and you're already holding your head. I'm
Not
like,
figure
dude,
one.
Numbers.
yeah.
Some people get the eye twitch. You know, some people do
No,
different things happen.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I like what you said about, you liking to do that. That's one of your favorite things about you. Whenever you are doing this, talking to somebody, trying to share your wisdom, as Ryan put earlier.
Did I say that? Did I really say it?
You did. You
Wisdom?
said something really nice about her. We'll have to play it back later.
I know. I'm glad it's recorded. I may pull that out for a clip and just whenever I see Ryan, just hit play.
Wisdom.
Tell us where wisdom has always been a big word, I feel like, that you like to share. Tell us, where does wisdom come from for you?
I think for anyone, really, I think your life experience and often places of trauma that you've maybe have come through or probably is working through is becomes seats of passion for you, And for me, growing up in that generation of children are seen and not heard, and not really having the opportunity to develop my voice as a young child growing up, and then struggling with that as a young adult and even an older adult, honestly. It became it became personal for me to develop that within myself, to find my own voice and to find confidence in having my own voice. And I could recognize it so readily in other people who were plagued by the same thing. And their experience didn't have to be the same as mine for them to be in that space. It could have been something else, but it all looks the same. You could see the lack of confidence. You could see, even when a person seems so positive and confident and like they have it all together, we know one another, and you can see it. And that when I see, especially a woman in that space, boy, that just tugs at my heart. And I want to just take her and it's like, you are enough. I mean, because it's how we see ourselves that really matter. And until we have a healthy self-image, we really don't know how to fully give to other relationships and to be able to receive from other relationships. We can't do that if we don't know how to fully love ourselves. You can't. You can't. You can fake it. It can feel like it, but you really can't embrace other people, give of yourself, and freely receive from other people until you learn how to do that for yourself. And so that's where it comes from, because I don't want to see anyone feeling like they have to shrink or they're living in this shrinked up existence in this big world, because that's miserable.
Yeah.
And you'll never live out your potential or have the courage to even broach your potential if you're living in that space.
Yeah. And that's a common problem amongst, women, kind of like you were talking about, feeling like they're taking up too much space.
I think men feel that way too. I don't think that they're exempt. I think that it may look differently than women.
Yeah.
And I think that for men, sometimes they may feel that it's a higher cost for them to be that vulnerable in self-expression of experiencing that, because they're supposed to be men strong, you know, and it goes against the image that society has said this is how you're supposed to be.
Yeah. I definitely think, you know, a lot of people, especially my age now, you know, feel like they take up a lot of space. I feel like the children being seen, not heard thing is starting to kind of come out of that, you know, in the generations.
Yeah.
There's still some work to do on that. But I think, you know, that's definitely coming out. But you still feel like, you know, I'm being too loud. I'm taking too much space. My idea isn't good enough. Wisdom that, you know, you bring to others, which, you know, I've known you for a while now. You often bring wisdom to, you know, anyone who asks for it, really. And just from your experiences, and you're kind of that person, you know, a mentor almost for a lot of different people. Who is that person for you, or was that person for you? Or maybe it's a couple of people who have kind of brought that wisdom into your life.
I think Lawrence my husband, has been like the sandpaper for me, because he's the closest one to me. And he can see me even in parts that I didn't want to see myself. And that's not felt comfortable through the years. And I mean, difficult, you know, at times, and the seat of a lot of contention and tension, because pride, because I think me being angry with myself at that being the truth of me, and me not wanting to see me in that light, but then having to fight to find the courage to change and be different.
Because you have to see it first before you do that.
And then I have to say, you were right. Pride. He has been the one, and probably I've resisted more and haven't, you know, over that time have really shown appreciation to him, although I tell him now a lot of times. And he said, well, why do you still, you know, push against when I tell you something? Well, because now I found my voice, and I feel like now I'm going to challenge that, you know, because I mean, I don't know that I agree with that, but he's been the one.
Yeah, probably the only one that you would even entertain or allow to challenge you in that way.
Yeah.
Now I listen to, I don't think that I've allowed people to be that close to me, to know me that intimately, that they could know those areas about me. And it's because we're married, you know, and he sees me day in and day out and has deeper interactions with me consistently, that he's able to see those things. And that's the thing, when you are fighting, or when you to recognize your own self, or to know your own self, and when you don't have a healthy self-image, you're not trying to be known,
right?
Not even by yourself. Yes, exactly. So you're not going to show that. Now I do listen to, and you all know this, lots of different teachings. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
You know, so I mean, I learn consistently, and I make myself a student of learning when it comes to self-improvement, you know, and image and all of those things. I make myself a consistent student so that I can understand better, because when I understand better, then I can do better.
Yeah.
Just knowing all about that why.
Yeah.
Why things work this way.
That takes a strong, couple, going back to you and Lawrence, to pull that off. But you got to be a really even stronger person to be able to receive that information and then make it work for you, turn it around and become better because of it. So, man, kudos to you.
You know, hey, I mean, you know, it's not been easy. And if Lawrence was sitting here at the table, I mean, he could testify, you know, to the patience that he has had to exhibit to walk with me while I'm emerging, you know, and while he's emerging too. I mean, because he's, you know, as people, we're constantly growing and evolving.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I mean, he had his hands full marrying me. I think he found that out. It's like, golly, I didn't know it was going to be this much work. This is a whole ministry. But yeah, but I mean, he has been great in that. But I mean, you know, I've not mastered it. I mean, just yesterday he was telling me, yeah, have you done this? And I was like, nope. And he said, well, you really need to do it. And I was like, yep, I will. And he's like, but you've let it go for so long. I mean, like now. I'm like, what now? And, you know, and I'm pushing against it. And then when I went ahead and did it and I went back to him, I was like, yeah, I really needed to. I'm glad you kept pushing me because I really did need to do that. He's like, well, why do you fight against me when I'm telling you, if you're saying that, you know, why are you still kicking against it? So I'm not perfect. I mean, because, you know, I could have said, okay, yeah, you're right, and just went ahead and did it, but I didn't. I was like, yeah, I get to it.
You know, this is a hard question that I've always kind of wanted to ask is, you know, sometimes they ask people in like panels at like women's history events, like besides wife, mother, daughter, who are you?
I am a person who just, I want to just enjoy life. I'm a person who seeks to just enjoy life. I like learning. You know, I would take more time diving off into different stuff. I don't have to be a scholar at the stuff that I may have interest in, you know, and my interests vary. And from time to time, I'm interested in this at this time, maybe something else later. But I just like to enjoy life. I like to have fun. You know, I'm guilty of really probably indulging the moments too much and not thinking enough ahead about the future. Lawrence and I have to balance each other that way because he's always forward thinking and I'm always like, no, let's be here, let's party, man, let's have some fun,
Yeah, that's
you
right,
know.
that's right.
And but I mean, that's me. I'd like to enjoy life. I like to learn. You know, I like getting together. I like having relationships. Because I've invested probably so much time in fostering a career and marriage and children, I haven't fostered relationships outside of those entities very much. And I do really, at this point in my life, I feel like I'm missing that. While I do have some close relationships, I've not really nurtured them as much as I would like to. In my net, I'd like to expand it and develop additional relationships. That's why it was difficult when you asked me who have really kind of spoken into my life. I mean, you know, besides some getting bits and pieces here and there from, you know, some of the older people in the family. It's like, I mean, most of what I've learned from, it's because, you know, it's people who've taught or, you know, in different areas or were leaders in different areas. And in Lawrence, I mean, because he lives with me. I mean, but I've not expanded my social net
I mean,
that far.
But to your credit, I find it hard to do that. You know, what do we do as working professionals who have families, taking care of children, taking care of moms and dads? You know, that's the trap we fall into is it's all family based. It's all in that circle.
And that's your first priority, and
Yeah.
that's what, you know.
How it's supposed to be, really.
So
Yeah,
to
and that's
expand
how-
outside of that, it
it's
seems
like
like that's a
when?
lot of extra
How?
energy and
Yeah.
effort. Yeah. And when do you have time to do that? So, but it's interesting that you say those words that you want to reach out a little bit further. and
Now
expand your
I
net.
think I'm at that point in my life now. My kids are grown. You know, I now have grandkids. And I mean, I think Lawrence has even gotten to the space of like, he's like, man, I never had a desire to do that before. I've never really had a desire to get to know my neighbors, you know. But both of us grew up like in true neighborhoods where we knew everybody. And, you know, and well, everyone knew one another. And I mean, and there was interaction, you know, there were block parties and other get-togethers. And as adults, our life does not reflect how we grew up. You know, we're so disconnected from our environment. We see our neighbors and it's like, hey, you know, as we're driving in the subdivision and out of the subdivision, or if we're walking around in the subdivision, we may stop and chit chat for a second, or maybe not. We may just wave and say hi, but that's not how we grew up. And at this stage of my life, I'm starting to really miss that and yearn for that. So, you know, I really want to, when we make this next move, I really want that part of our lives to be different.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's interesting
It's
how
a real interview right
yeah,
here. I mean,
yeah.
this is
I
real.
expected nothing less. She was unprepared, y'all. Can y'all believe that? Yeah, I actually was about to ask about, you know, you're kind of in a transition period in your life right now. What other things are on your mind during this part?
I feel my mind is so super crowded right now. I'm living in between two houses, two states, and it's, you know, and it's like, I mean, we're so in flux because, you know, we're here and we're there, and you know, we're not prepared to commit to, you know, just one side at the moment. And so, you know, and it's going to be this way for the next couple of months or so. And, you know, but we're constantly preparing for that transition. Right. But then I still also have the weight on, you know, we're not where we want to be with getting things wrapped up here, you know, as far as our house here is concerned, with getting it on the market and getting it prepared and cleaned. I'm not doing the work. I'm just going to hire somebody to come in and clean. And I mean, because I don't have time for that. And I'm tired. Seriously, I'm tired like all the time. I mean, like all the time.
Not enough coffee.
And I just want to, you know, and one of those other things, you know, I do enjoy sleeping, but the conflict I have with sleeping, because right now I feel like I could just go to sleep and I just want like 3 days where I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any work. But realistically, I know that I have all of this work and all of the facets of my life that's staring me in the face that I can't, even if I had the 3 days, I wouldn't be able to rest because I know all the stuff that I have to do. Yeah. And so, man, I mean, yeah, so it's difficult right now being in flux that way. But I've got to get moving on some stuff because we got to get this house listed, and that's the biggest thing.
And it's hard to do stuff during the holidays.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, how long have y'all been in the area? How many years, do you know?
When Lawrence and I got married, February of '89, I moved here.
Oh wow! See, yes.
So it's been, it's been a long time, like 35. We've been married for 35 years. So yeah, for 35 years, getting ready to be 36 in February.
So your part of your heart, just in general, will always be in Monroe.
For sure.
Yeah. Even
for
if
sure,
you relocate,
man, I grew. I mean, literally, I grew up in Monroe. I mean, literally, I grew up in Monroe. Emotionally, psychologically, I grew up in Monroe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely, when the time gets closer, have some more talk about, you know, Miss Darian and her career here.
Thing, yeah.
All of it. We will definitely have some time to do that. But it is your birthday tomorrow, technically. But it's your birthday week, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But tell us, what's the highlight reel so far? How many years, do you mind if I say?
I'll be 56 tomorrow.
56 tomorrow. So what's the
Even though my
highlight
birthday
reel?
shirt, if y'all see me tomorrow, will say 55 because I did not buy. Look, I'm having to spend all the money doing all this other stuff. I'm like, it's killing me to have to go and spend $1 for a hamburger stitch. There's no hamburger. There's no hamburger for $1 anymore. But yeah, I did not invest in a new shirt this year for my actual birthday. So it will still say 55, but
Yep.
I'll just put a piece of tape through it.
Yep. So tell us, 56 years.
56
things.
years. Gosh. Man, if I was being my older self and who I am right now, man, if I could go back and talk to my younger self, I think I would tell her, relax. Don't sweat the small stuff, and trust you me, you'll find out what the small stuff is. But just relax and don't take everything so seriously. And I know that sounds funny coming from me because I joke a lot.
Yeah.
But I can be just as much as I joke. I can be that much.
On the other side of the spectrum.
Yes. I mean, just almost legal. Now, Lawrence would say, no, you are legalistic. I'm saying almost legalistic. But I would tell her, just chill out and relax and, be content and be okay.
Yeah.
With who you are and do your best. And that's all. The same thing I have told my kids their whole life. If you give me your best, then there's nothing to be regretful about.
True story.
Yeah.
My last question is, so we were not doing labels earlier with that question. Now we're doing all the labels. Tell us all the labels that you are.
Happy. Competitive.
Yes.
Laid back. But also the very opposite of that, a workaholic. I don't know. It's hard when I look at myself to just do labels. Because I'm very wordy.
You? No.
Wordy.
So it's hard to summarize just in just one word things.
Are we allowed to say what
Yes.
I would say inquisitive.
Yes.
And also kind of related would be seeking. Because I feel like, with all the things that you, listen to and you digest and, you're always looking for the next thing or the thing that's going to complement something else that you've already learned so that you can then be a fountain for others. So it's a lot of words there.
That is a lot of words. I would say this, Mimi. Man, I take that role so seriously.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, because I do. I love my grandbabies, and I think grandparents are in a very different position than parents. We can fill in and bring all of the gushy, mushy, sweet, the extra in life that maybe our kids don't have time to because they have to do everything. And so I love being able to give and be for my grandkids, but most of all, I love being there for their character development because I just don't do brats. I mean, they gotta come correct.
Work with Mimi.
They gotta come correct. But I do because I know how that's going to impact them, the lack thereof, or and the development thereof of good character. I know how it's going to impact their life, or that it will impact their lives, and so, I'm all there for that. I'm all there for being present. I don't like to miss the moments of stuff happening with the people in my family or with people that I care, I care about, period. And so I like to be present and supportive.
Yeah. present, supportive. From a professional perspective, you're analytical, creative, artistically inclined. That's the architect thing coming back. Very professional, but also supportive of employees, your coworkers around you as well. And very intuitive, I would say. Yeah. Y'all, thank you so much for listening to this wonderful
and
interview.
Sharing my pre-birthday celebration. I would say come for donuts, but
don't come from.
Don't come for
I didn't get
donuts.
enough for everybody, but
so don't come for donuts.
we definitely sipped the latest with the greatest today.
Yes.
And the greatest of all time. You're the GOAT. So
that is so awesome.
whoop whoop. All right, and I think that was motivational enough, so we can skip our for the day because I think we
Cameron
want
got off
to
easy.
eat some donuts. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and have a great Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful week.
Yes.
Tell someone you're grateful for, why you're grateful for them, and spend time with your family. But most importantly,
Absolutely.
Bye, y'all.